Hello, I'm Ross, joined by Andrew and Tom, and we're here to talk about Night of Champions 2025 in a pitches kind of formula. How we feel about the card, guys?
Oh.
It's dry as balls, let's be honest. In terms of these pitches videos where you're thinking, oh, these matches have a myriad of possibilities we could go down, this card is really dry and ever so slightly boring potentially.
I had a packet of biscuits, crackers to be exact, cream crackers on the weekend that weren't as dry as this card
I
is.
heard you ate those with no
WWE.
No butter, you pervert.
No
you
butter,
can't do that.
no water,
How are you feeling?
no bread, no water, just crackers.
There's one match I'm excited for, and it's Cena and Punk.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I could take it or leave it, to be honest. What about you?
I echo the sentiments of you there.
Yeah.
So I'll not say them again, I'll just echo them.
I just echo them. Hello.
But of course, you haven't seen this bollocks before. It's called pitches because we'll go down the line. Not in a triangle, not in a circle, down the line.
Do like a
saying
line.
9 things that we want to happen on the show. Because remember the golden rule, it's not what we think's going to happen. It's what we want to happen.
It's what we want to happen.
You son of a gun. Tom, go first now.
Well, it's a dry card, so let's see if we can walk through the Gobi Desert on this one. So let's start with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa for the United States
You mean Woody from Toy
Championships.
Story?
Woody from Toy
You know, Woody's been all sassy.
Aha, give me that. So the US title match, Solo and Jacob. Solo only agrees to start the match if Jacob agrees to make it no holds barred.
What an idiot.
Come on, Jacob. Prove, you're all gas, no brakes. Let's have it hardcore style. And then obviously Fatu wants to beat the living daylights out of Solo. So of course he makes it no holds barred. But then Solo slowly gets into the ring, and as he does, oh, what a surprise. It's JC Mateo. Whoopah! Back of the head of Jacob Fatu. This is what he wanted. So Jacob Fatu suddenly on the receiving end of a beating from JC Mateo, but Fatu able to push through it and send JC Mateo packing. Puts him, pulls out a table, puts the table out, beats him down onto the table, moonsault through the table. See you later, JC Mateo Gator. So he's like, right, Solo, you and me now, come on, off we go. And Solo goes to get in the ring again, but who's this darting through the crowd, jumping into the ring? There's 2 people. We haven't seen them in a while. It's flipping Tamatonga and Tangaloa. Hit the ring, jump Jacob Fatu. What's this? We haven't seen them in months. Both due back around this time, potentially. And they look like, oh, this is just the whole thing, isn't it? This is just going to be a mugging. It's a highway robbery. God dang it. But Jacob Fatu being in absolute beast mode, able to power through Tonga and Tanga. He sees Tonga get bounced through the barricade. We see Loa get really dropped through the announce table with a powerbomb as well. Both Tangaloa and Tamatonga are out of the match, and he gets back in the ring and go, right, come on, let's go. Solo gets into the ring, but then, just as it looks like we're about to begin, a huge figure casts a shadow over Jacob Fatu. It's Hikuleo! It's the debut in Hikuleo!
Come on!
And Hikuleo gets in there, and Hikuleo just overwhelms Jacob Fatu. By this point, JC Mateo is shaking it off. By this point, Tamatonga Tangaloa is shaking it off. And they just brutalize Jacob Fatu. And it all ends with Hikuleo chokeslamming old Jacob Fatu through a table. And then Solo Sikoa, having done nothing in this match, steps in as the bell sounds for it to begin and pins Jacob Fatu and takes the United States Championship. We're digging it all! And he is the United States Champion. He did nothing at old Woody, but consequently, this is something that keeps Jacob Fatu mega strong because it took the entire of the Rogue bloodline to keep him down. It reunites the Rogue bloodline, who have just been a little bit flippy floppy lately, brings them back together and certainly sets up for. I mean, you're at this point in the year, you could maybe set up for Jacob Fatu to try and find some mates to do some War Games action against the Rogue bloodline if you wanted to, or certainly have a situation where Jacob Fatu once again pursues Solo Sikoa, gets that title back. But that's my pitch to make this dry card a little bit wetter.
And Hikuleo would make us all wetter.
He certainly, Hikuleo making us wetter and better.
It's certainly got logic coming out of its seams there, Tom. Your
all
pitch
over.
there. But do I want to see it? Nah. I don't care about Hikuleo. Apparently, he's rubbish. Don't want to
They
see.
say that on commentary. It's Hikuleo. Apparently he's rubbish.
Don't want to see Tangaloa and Tamatonga come back. Yes, I do. I like that bit. But Hikuleo, just because he's tall, standing tall over Jacob Fatu, I can see obviously why Solo Sikoa needs to win so he looks clever, because you can't call Jacob Fatu an idiot and then bring in all your friends, then lose the belt. So that's where the logic comes in. But just the Hikuleo bit, I don't care that he's tall. I don't care that he's got lovely, long, curly hair. So that
The women
part for me
love
is a
tall,
no.
long-haired men. I think we're just jealous, to be honest, matey. It's a personality trait these days.
So I'll give it a bar.
Oh, he gets a
I just don't care about Hikuleo.
Oh.
Poor Hikuleo. Andrew, where do you
want to
stand on
know-
Hikuleo?
I want to know what Hikuleo's all about personally, just because we've been hearing about it for God knows how long at this point. I'm gonna give it also a bar because again, as Ross said, like all the logic and everything makes sense. You want to make Jacob look as strong as possible if he is going to lose the championship. However, I just don't want him to lose the championship so soon when there's lots of tantalizing matches to be had. And he's not really held it for that long already, has he? So let him keep it for a bit longer. Just a bit. But we'll have Hikuleo.
Fine.
He can make us wet. Tangaloa, he can make us wet. 1,000%. Yes, please.
Tamatonga?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Stacey Mateo?
Well, I'm not going to do one. Yeah,
I need a tier list of how wet all the members of their own bloodline make you.
well, that's a different video. That
is,
one.
yeah.
Well,
Should we move on?
Thanks for the bars, guys.
You're welcome.
No problem, Tom.
Sheep.
What kind of bar? What kind
What?
of bar would it be?
What
kind of
bar?
bar would Hikuleo be?
That's
A long bar.
awful question
A
to ask
curly
someone.
whirly.
A curly whirly. No, yeah.
Is Jay Hunter from OSW going to give us some grief for stealing his stick? What bar is Hikuleo?
A curly whirly. Let's move on.
Winner is you.
Let's move on, right?
It's
This is
long.
the big one.
It's so long.
It's a big one.
You think Hikuleo's long?
Oh, it's a big one.
Is that 2 pages?
Well,
pages?
no, they're the other ones as well, but it just goes to there.
Christ!
So it's not that cried. It's not too bad. It's
Andrew
not
is
too
the
bad.
least environmentally friendly of the 9 pictures.
I was thinking I should probably bring my laptop next time. To
Think of the
save
planet.
trees.
Think of the planet.
I'm going John Cena versus CM Punk for the Undisputed Championship. It's the match I'm most looking forward to on the night. The two stand across from one another in the ring, whereas to soak up the atmosphere from the audience. But after all that's transpired over the weeks between the two, Punk just launches himself towards John and doesn't let up. It's a back and forth for the ages. A bloody chemical reaction similar to that of egg whites and powdered sugar to create a wonderful meringue. It just works. Are the peaks as stiff as they once were? Maybe not. Maybe they're a bit softer, but they're still very good. Regardless of meringues, it's what happens towards the end of the match I'd like to focus on, if you could believe it.
I'd like to talk about meringues more. I think meringues are severely overrated. Personally.
Overrated.
Yeah.
You're in a foul mood today.
This-
No to my pitch, bad meringues.
I gave you a bar.
You give him
I
a
said
bar.
meringues
Give
are
you a bar.
overrated. It's just the textural aspect of it for me.
Whoa, I love like the crispy meringue, but on the inside it's dead soft.
Show us how you eat a
Bit
meringue
chowy.
again, Ross.
So why are you going wrong?
Tamatonga eating everything. Right, sorry,
Regardless of the meringues, right?
No.
It's what happens towards the end of the match I'd like to focus on, if you could believe it. As I've said, after a litany of false finishes and close calls, CM Punk locks the Anaconda Vice in on Cena in the middle of the ring. John manages to reverse and pins Punk's shoulders to the mat, and he grabs a handful of tights, you bastard, you what? 1, 2. No, Punk kicks out. In the scramble, Punk gets Cena on his shoulders, but John counters and instead hoists Punk up and manages to hit the AA. 1, 2. He's kicked out again as CM Punk. Could you believe it?
Jeebus.
John, totally desperate and exasperated at this point, can't believe it. But as he watches Punk reeling to his feet, you can see that Phil is very much running on fumes and willpower alone. He stalks Punk from behind, and as the second City Saint turns, Cena hooks him up in a Uranagi-like position, going for an Anaconda Vice of his own, maybe. Oh, no. Cena taunts to the hard cam, "You can't see me," and hits a big fat rock bottom to add insult to injury.
Why would he do that, Andrew?
Just another in-spirit effing on CM Punk, courtesy of Dwayne Johnson, Ross. That's why.
Who the hell's Dwayne Johnson?
That would be The Rock, the final boss, Ross.
He hasn't appeared on the wrestling in bare time.
He
fam.
hasn't, but
Just enjoy the ride.
just enjoy the ride.
Seriously,
I'm asking
guys?
the questions that people are going to ask.
He is. John hooks the leg right, but it's another 2.999 kick out. Could you believe it? You probably could. Cena really is beside himself at this point and decides the only thing left to do that could possibly be enough to put Punk away for good is an avalanche AA. He sits Punk on the top turnbuckle, but Phil starts fighting back, but it's no use. Cena manages to struggle Punk up onto his shoulders whilst balancing on Brett's rope, but the crowd, they suddenly come alive as the camera zooms out to reveal Mr. Ron Killings standing below outside the ring. Ooh, Ron Killings, he's looking up at his former childhood hero. Cena freezes for a moment when he sees Killings, who tries to hop on the apron to get at John. However, the referee intervenes to keep Killings from making contact. Punk, on the other hand, seizes his opportunity. He hammers fists on Cena before the champion loosens his grip, allowing Punk to instead hook Cena's arms on the top rope for a Pepsi plunge.
In the WWE.
In the WWE. If they put it in the games, they could do it in real life. Surely not. But surely, yes, dear listener and or viewer. Punk hits the Pepsi plunge and both crash to the canvas. An exhausted Punk knows he needs to seal the deal for good. He gets Cena up on his shoulders. He hits a GTS and he just falls on Cena in exhaustion for the pin. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk does it.
What?
The crowd come unglued. Punk can't believe it. Cult of personality blares throughout the arena as Punk drops to his knees in pure emotion. 12 years after last holding the title, being at the top of the mountain once again, CM Punk topples John Cena and ends his heel reign of tyranny. Cena sits dejected in the corner looking on as the referee, title in hand, goes to present the championship to Punk, outstretching his arms to finally hold the prize he hasn't held in over a decade. The referee stops, and we see them hold a finger to their earpiece.
Oh, VAR.
Before mouthing to CM Punk that they're sorry, and instead they walk over to John Cena, presenting him with the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, both competitors' shoulders were on the mat for a count of 3. The match is a draw. Therefore, still, your WWE Undisputed Champion, John Cena. And Cena's expression changes as Punk argues with the ref, which allows Cena to clobber Punk with the title from behind. And he darts back up the ramp. And he blows a kiss to his wrestling soulmate and the crowd. One last time in Saudi Arabia. Mirroring what happened at Night of Champions 2012, pretty much. We get the fake out pin where John wins in his hometown. Oh, it's a wonderful occasion. And then the referee is like, sorry, no, John, your shoulders were down too, so therefore it's a draw.
Disgusting.
Wow, that's
Disgusting.
great.
Disgusting.
I announced that exact finish on the weekend at a show.
Did you
funnily
really?
enough. Nebula Wrestling, a match between
Cena and Punk were there.
Yeah, both Cena and Punk were in Nottingham. A match between Succubus and Chantel Jordan had that exact finish where you thought Succubus had won, but they went, no, both shoulders were on the mat, and it's a great crowd getter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a great crowd getter. You got to panto that. I really like it. It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
I think you tell the story well. I think the use of the Pepsi plunge. Here's a question. Aesthetically, when it comes to the Pepsi plunge, will they call it the Pepsi plunge? On commentary?
Trademarks.
Will Triple H in gorilla position go, it's a top rope pedigree?
Oh, that's a good question.
Top rope pedigree.
I think in the game it's
Shades
even
of
called
Triple
the top
H.
rope pedigree.
They'll have to find a new sponsor, won't they, for the move?
Yeah.
It's the Pedigree Plunge.
Pedigree plunge. Top
Sponsored
breeders
by
recommended.
Dog
Pedigree
biscuit
chum.
thing. I don't know why.
It's a pedigree chum plunge.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
How far are we off from having wrestling finishers
Not far.
sponsored?
Oh.
I think the next stage is wrestlers having sponsors on the gear, but the wrestlers not going to keep the money themselves.
Yeah.
And then we'll get moves sponsored.
Yeah.
Brought
Absolutely.
to you by whatever. I don't know.
JVC Kaboom Box driver.
Oh.
disgusting. Anyway,
So might make me get a Pepsi plunge, but yes, I love the whole story of that match.
Thanks.
you had me along for the ride, Andrew.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the ride from start until the finish.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But the finish, I strongly disagree with you, and I think it's likely to happen in real life.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a bow.
Oh, I'll take
I'm
a
going to
bow.
give you a bow. 'Cause
I'll
it's,
take a bow.
It's what you want to happen.
It is what I want to
I think the use of the meringue analogy also really helped your
Yeah.
case.
Oh, well, that's
I
very-
enjoyed the
thank you.
meringue discussion at the start. That was an unexpected treat. A bit like a meringue.
I was just watching baking videos over the weekend.
What do you have your meringues with?
Oh, a bit of cream sometimes, some strawberries and cream,
oh,
with a bit of
yes.
meringue. Oh,
You have it as
yeah.
part of a lemon meringue pie.
Lemon meringue pie is the best as well. Like an absolute spectacular dessert right there. What do you think, Joel?
Let's call this show 9 dishes from now on and just bring some new recipes to the table.
I also kind of think meringue's overrated.
Oh,
What's
my guy.
going on?
My
sorry.
guy
What's
over
this
there.
all about, Joel?
He's got a
not that
palate as well.
good?
This man drinks wine.
Oh, he does.
I drink the wine.
Swirling.
He drops jam on the floor.
You think, but a nice Pinot Grigio will go well with a meringue.
It goes well with many things.
Yeah, Pinot especially would go well with a meringue. I wouldn't put a Chardonnay with a meringue.
I don't know that much about wine to know what goes.
Don't
with
do a
what.
Malbec with a meringue. It's just too tart.
Too tart.
Too tart.
Anyway,
So am I.
So what dessert are you going to be including in your first pitch of the day, Ross?
Lovely big fat red velvet cake, baby.
That's a good pick. A chonker.
I don't know where or how, but it'll be there. Anyway, so last week on SmackDown, I think John Cena made CM Punk look like a right silly goose by doing the pipe bomb and proper murking him, fam, in the words of Rio Ferdinand's 2006 World Cup wind-ups. So, in the match between John Cena and CM Punk at Night of Champions, it starts, and it's the old collar and elbow tie-up, and then push! Punk sends Cena tumbling into the referee as we break a record for the earliest ref bump in the history of professional wrestling. Punk then kicks Cena in the bollocks. A man wearing a black hoodie then appears from the crowd, and it looks like he's brandishing Andrew and Tom
Yes.
some kind of rifle. What? Boom, bang, kaboom! John Cena is down. John Cena has been compromised, but has he been compromised to a permanent end, we all ask ourselves? The master assailant then reveals himself to be Ron Killings, who has pinned John Cena with a tranquilizer dart right between his trapezius muscles. Trapezius muscles, I've said that right that time. And because John's traps are so big and vascular, when he lies flat on his back, there's going to be a natural gap where his spine is, so the dart will be able to stay erect while John's flat on his back. I've thought this through, don't worry.
Nice.
It won't snap or anything. It's fine. The dosage of the tranquilizer will be administered as it should be or was intended to. Ron Killings pauses for the big pop that will erupt inside the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, before he runs away. The previously toppled referee then comes to, and somehow, probably because he's now goosed to the gills on roids at this point, the massive hypocrite, CM Punk is able to hoist an unconscious John Cena up for a GTS. 1, 2, 3. Punk is the new champion. He takes the mic and cuts a promo just telling John that he's shown you get nowhere in life having morals. It's better to be an arsehole and win than be a loser with aforementioned morals. I'm now corporate Punk and I'm an arsehole, but also the champion. Slick Nick Khan is then shown clapping, because he agrees with that kind of thought process, probably. Punk goes off on a generational heel run while Cena can go the other way because that crowd reaction on SmackDown after what should have been booed out the building is unignorable for me right now. When Cena comes to, you can see him thinking to himself, because of course he's going to recover from the tranquilizer dart. I'm not going to give him like an elephant's worth.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little.
Just a horsey's worth?
Wipe him out for 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I've been a dick, and it only got me so far, but I've been out-dicked by a far bigger dick than me. Maybe I must change to not be a dick and fight the forces of Dickville, I've written down. It's like evil, but
That was
with
that
dicks.
SmackDown special that time, wasn't it?
Like a
In Tennessee.
spotted dick.
Like a spotted dick.
Yeah.
Whatever. On to the next chapter of the John Cena retirement tour we go as he continues his journey back to being a nice man. Because let's face it, it's been wank for too long now, in my opinion. So we need a jolt in the arm in the form of Ron Killings with a tranquilizer gun. Punk heel, Cena face, let's go.
So, how do you address the fact that the Ron Killings John Cena story? Because Ron's put him down with a tranquilizer.
Yes.
But then Cena's gone, oh, I was wrong to be a wrong un. I've seen the like he'd been visited by the three spirits. It's like
much like the
what
reaction.
day is it? They did it all in one night.
What's the reaction that happens that makes a meringue between what and what? I forgot what you said earlier.
It's just the chemical reaction.
Just a chemical reaction between what eggs and flour, whatever the hell it was.
No,
just
eggs and powdered sugar.
Between John Cena's very clean diet and tranquilizer dart, that chemical reaction has produced a reaction inside the brain, which has made him a good guy once again.
So do they have a match, or do they just shake hands and does Cena go, "I'm sorry"?
Oh, Ron will beat the piss out of him again, and that'll knock John Cena further down. Then he realised, this is just
He's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Maybe he put some truth serum formula in there, mixed it in.
Oh, the Powerpuff Girls.
That's the one.
Can it be a blow dart rather than a tranquilizer gun?
It could be
because
any kind of dart you want.
I can make a noise for a blow dart.
I can make a noise for a rifle.
I wish all rifles made that noise.
How many darts is he shooting?
Just one.
Just one.
Just in case.
It's like one of those barrel thingamajiggies.
Yeah,
You've got what? 6, 1. Yeah.
A machine gun. It's. I'm gonna give it a yes because I'm up for seeing a CM Punk heel turn.
Thank you.
Dubious on the use of the trank. But I like the idea of CM Punk out healing John Cena that makes Cena go, it's rubbish to be in a heel.
I think it's an underutilized trope in wrestling history. You think about Kurt Angle and the Big Show.
Oh, yeah.
How many more tranquilizers have been used in wrestling? In mainstream wrestling over the past 25 years?
That's a good question.
Let's bring the tranks in. Up the tranks.
Up the trank.
Trank on a pole.
Come on.
And then we can take some at the bar later in the night, have a great time. Right, sorry.
I'm going to give it a yes because there's been one thing throughout this whole sort of back and forth between Cena and Punk during this, in that Cena's like sort of alluded to the fact that CM Punk's going to Saudi Arabia and his morals and whatnot, and CM Punk has just not commented on it.
He hasn't got like the stamina, has
he? He's not said anything about it at all.
It was a tough one because you kind of want him to address it in some way.
Yeah.
I get a vibe that someone's going to take a big sign to the show, which is just the tweet blown up to like A1 size card.
Yeah.
It was that line on SmackDown where Cena was like, your tweets are heavy or something, but your
Your
actions
tweets are strong, your actions are weak.
Yeah, I was expecting Punk to just leap up and go, way but he did nothing.
But you must know that. Well, yeah, actually, he's not wrong. So something I think if something like that did happen in Saudi Arabia and Punk did win the championship, I think that sort of being the catalyst for a big old heel turn would be really, really nice because the reaction that John was getting on SmackDown, I have a feeling that maybe even in Saudi Arabia, he's going to be cheered rather than booed. And I think CM Punk has a bigger possibility of being booed in that scenario on Saturday. So, I think that's a good way to do it. And I think storyline-wise, it kind of works as well, even with the tranquilizer dart.
Up the tranks.
Up the tranquilizer dart.
Pitch 2, Thomas. Pitch 2.
Okay, so Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez are having the flipping wild street fight on the night, aren't they? You know, eerily similar to the one they had many moons ago in NXT.
Oh, Ross, let me tell you. That was a time, was that?
Why?
Oh,
Did they like each other or something?
Oh, it was good.
It was great, wasn't it?
The times.
Banger of a match.
They have changed since.
They
but
have.
Let me tell you, those were the days.
What do you say like that for?
They were just good NXT. Not that I'm saying NXT isn't good now, but they were just back in my day.
Golden years.
Oh, they were brilliant.
Golden moon. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It was a good time. So we're going to roll back the years with these two, and they're just going to tear the place down. Wild and woolly street fight, all around the ring, all around. Let's really lean into the street fight bit, and let's call back to that match where they end up fighting on the top of the ramp.
Oh.
We look like we're going to see Ripley riptide Rodriguez off the ramp, but who should leap to the aid of Rodriguez but Roxanne Perez? Little Roxanne Perez, who's been trying to, furtively get her way into the Judgment Day properly, and there's a lot of distrust and uncertainty about her. Some people don't like her. There's, Raquel Rodriguez is keeping an eye on her for Liv and stuff like that. But she comes and saves Raquel Rodriguez, throws herself into the line of fire. Consequently, because she stops his riptide going down, Ripley grabs her by the scruff of her neck and ends up throwing her off the ramp through a bunch of tables. Roxanne Perez is done, but it gives time for Raquel to shake it off. Big old Tejana bomb on the stage. Maybe we can go through it a bit like we did that time.
Yes,
like we did that time. Go through the stage.
What's happening here?
Oh, it was good.
It was good. Watch that match. It was really good.
So good.
And then Raquel Rodriguez picks up the win over Rhea Ripley.
Oh, yes.
Afterwards, shaken, Raquel kind of gets back to her feet. She then sees the carnage underneath, and Roxanne Perez just in a mess of tables and detritus, and medical people coming to check on her. She hops down to see her. She scares away all the medical team, like scares them off. She does that like. She then picks up Roxanne Perez, like holds her up by her hair, and like looks in her eyes, and she's like, eyes are rolling. She's out for the count. Throws her over her shoulder and carries her to the back. And from here, like that has earned the trust of Raquel Rodriguez. She gave her body up, and she sacrificed herself to save her in this match. So from here, we see Roxanne Perez become one half of the women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to stand with me now. She has earned her way into the Judgment Day. Not only will she take the titles, but then when Dom comes back, maybe Raquel Rodriguez isn't going to report everything that's going on. Maybe Raquel Rodriguez is going to turn a blind eye when she sees Roxanne Perez flirting with Dirty Dom. And then suddenly, when Liv Morgan comes back, well, you got a whole other story.
Then
you
we
can
get
tell
a
there.
three-way kiss with Raquel,
hey,
Roxanne, and Dom.
I'll take them both. I'm hardcore.
Goodness gracious.
A three-way kiss like a meringue. The chemical reaction for that kiss will be electric, especially if Finn's in there as well. So that's the whole impetus of that, is to tell the story that brings Roxanne Perez into the good graces of the Judgment Day and makes her a tag champion in the process.
Oh, my goodness gracious me. It's a yes from me.
Hey.
Tom.
It's
I
not
think
only what I think should happen, but it will happen, I think.
I think it will happen as well. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Just Raquel getting whizzle-wazzled by Roxanne and the jealous lover Liv Morgan in the background when she then returns. It writes itself.
Oh, it's already started a little bit on Raw, didn't it? Because obviously Roxanne came out to help Raquel as well, and then Raquel helped Roxanne up after she put her through the table and stuff. And yeah, I think it's going to happen, and it's just a story that writes itself at the end of the day, isn't it? And it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Do you think Dom sides with Liv rather than Roxanne?
No, that's little side with whoever's closest to him, won't he? That's how he works.
No, he's...
Whatever lady is closest to him, fluttering her eyelashes
Whoever's
at him.
bringing the tendies.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
Is he not on the precipice of becoming
Although, if I was Dom, Roxanne would be dead to me because they weren't chicken tendies she was bringing a few weeks ago. They were little nuggets, weren't they?
Little nuggies, they weren't tendies.
Yeah.
Tendies are bigger.
Semantics are important here when it comes to tendies.
Let it go. I think he'll end up with Roxanne Perez. I really do.
Oh, I don't know. I think his heart is gonna side with Liv Morgan.
I think he's a sleazeball, and I think he'll always be a bit of a sleazeball.
Yeah. Anyone with a pulse. That's our Dom.
It's a yes from me, because as well, you've harkened back to the street fight that they had in NXT. That was a really, really good match. So it's a big yes from me.
A rip-roaring good time.
Oh, it was.
Oh, yes. Yes from me as well.
Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Bang, bang.
Lovely
bang.
stuff.
Right then, I'm going Sami Zayn and the Karrion Kross next, all right?
Oh
yeah, I am, yeah. Sammy has had enough of all this bollocks from Karrion Kross, and we see it in his eyes that he has the same ferocity of that swift jab he gave Karrion Kross backstage on Monday. My goodness. The bell rings and Sammy starts to dart towards Kross, but you can see that this is exactly the type of aggression Karrion Kross has been trying to persuade Sammy to tap into for all these months. And Zayn clocks on, so instead he composes himself a little bit. But as the match progresses, the mask begins to slip little by little. Kross does deliberate things to push Sammy's buttons, and it starts to work. The intensity ramps up. The strikes get stiffer. The lines begin to blur. But Sammy still manages to maintain a modicum of composure. The action eventually spills out of the ring, with Zayn tossing Kross over the top rope and hitting the tope con hilo, and even the suicide dive DDT through the ring post.
Oh, it's been a little while.
My life. I know, right? You kidding, I've written. But it's what we want to happen. However, coming off that move, as Zayn tosses Karrion Kross back into the ring, Kross starts to hold his neck. Scarlett comes to check on him at ringside. The ref comes to check on him, and things just look not very good. They look quite concerning.
Should be saying, carry on.
Carry on. My wayward
Please
son.
carry on, sir.
Don't make me cross. The referee even ushers for more medical staff as Zayn does his best, rubbing his beard expression, as perhaps maybe he's gone a little bit too far this time. As medical tries to raise Cross to his feet, Sami goes to approach his opponent to check on him as the ref tries to keep Zayn away. However, Sami pushes past them to make sure Karrion is okay when the dastardly Crossman just hits a hellacious crosshammer out of nowhere to knock Sami down and reveal that he was okay after all. How could he
Evil
do this?
man.
He is evil. Cross taunts Sami as he stands over him. Why didn't Zayn capitalize? This has been the narrative all along. What a weak man you are, Sami Zayn. But we see Sami Zayn's expression change, right? Something finally just snaps in him and he just brings the Sami pain to Karrion Kross. He slowly gets up and starts battering Kross, stiff forearms, stiff elbows. He backs Kross up into the corner and wails on him until it genuinely feels pretty uncomfortable. Kross is busted open, blood pouring from his head, and he's just laughing as Sami's bringing his all. After much more force by the referee, though, they manage to pull Sami away from Karrion, but Kross still goes Sami. Is that it? How's your best friend Kevin Owens' neck doing, eh?
There's no need for that now.
Right.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
no. It's all a bit much, let me tell you. Sami rolls out of the ring. He grabs a steel chair. Despite what Kevin might have done to him in the past, no one talks about his bezzy or mocks his injury status. So he gets back in the ring. Kross still stands slumped in the corner, exhausted from the beatdown, but he maintains a smile on his face as he sees Sami tapping into that side of himself. I know, it's dramatic, Ross.
It was a tidal wave
It
in
was
there.
tidal wave. It's Hikaleo who's making all the waves. Karrion places his arms behind himself, offering himself up as a sacrifice. Some kind of sacrifice while Sami stands in the adjacent corner before charging towards Kross with a steel chair raised above his head. But he bloody well stops, doesn't
Thank
he?
God
The
for that.
silly man, he stops. Again, this is what Kross wanted. Sami doesn't want to stoop to this level, so he hands the referee the chair. However, as the official goes to get rid of the chair from the ring, Sami instead follows up with a haluva kick, but Kross moves out of the way at the last minute, and with Zayn's leg caught in the top rope, Kross hits a low blow on him. And then Karrion Kross's expression, it turns to one of frustration. He was laughing. He was happy that Sami was tapping into this part of himself. But now he's just pissed off that he's not gone through with it. Sami didn't pull the trigger when he should have. He was so close. Karrion pulls Zayn in for the Doomsday Saito, a final prayer. And finally, he locks in the cross jacket choke on a fading Sami whilst Karrion screams, "Why? Why? Why did you do this, you silly man?" Zayn tries to fight out. Zayn tries to fight out, but it's just no use. Karrion gets the pass out victory. Sami doubts himself even more from this, and perhaps this can be the right push. If Karrion's going to stay within WWE, maybe it's the right push for him to do something more on the main roster. Fingers crossed, at least, anyway.
So yes from me, Andrew. I think that's the most captivating way to go
Thank
of all
you.
the possible endings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a yes from me as well. I think of all the people that you put him in there with, I think Sami Zayn's one of those where he is like a key player, but can afford to take a loss in that fashion. And it improves Karrion Kross's standing in the company to get a win over a guy like Sami Zayn. Because my fear when I saw this match was announced was it was just going to be Sami getting a clean win over Karrion Kross.
Which it might well still be.
It might still be, just to kind of placate the fact that there's a big push for Kross online to kind of, hey, look, he's been on pay-per-view and he's lost. You're happy now, crack on. So yeah, the idea that it would just be, once again, him trying to get into the head feels somewhat similar in beats to like the John Cena Cody finish in like kind of, come on, do the evil thing, do the wrong thing. I can't. Dickhead. Like, it's a bit that. So, but I don't mind that. I think that's more Karrion Kross's character than John Cena's character, to be that person that goes, come on, let's be a baddie, be a baddie. You can't. So I like it, and I leans into what Karrion Kross is all about. We're finally going to get potentially, with a story like this, it finally gives us something that we wanted for a long time, which is like a muscle-bound guy who's a thinking man's wrestler. You think of all the times that WWE have tried and then just got cold feet on a character like this. You know, your Nathan Joneses,
Sean O'Haire.
You know, the idea that we can maybe have that through Karrion Kross. This is a good impetus to get you there.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Anyway,
crossed.
Ooh,
The chemistry is like sugar and egg.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's a yes from.
Sugar
It's
and
certainly a
egg.
yes from me.
Like,
Beautifully
yes.
done.
Oh yeah.
I hope they follow through with carrying. It's been too long of just Twitter promos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's get balls deep on
I
this.
hope Cross follows through. I hope they follow through with Cross as opposed to Cross following through, because
Yeah.
that would be embarrassing mid-match.
Some people like that kind of thing. Too.
They do.
It's my
They
third
Follow
pitch,
through on the
weirdly.
chest and don't knock it.
Oh no.
So you read my third pitch then?
My second pitch is Sami Zayn makes Karrion Kross take a flat back bump.
Oh no! It can't happen. That's not allowed. That cannot happen. It's what we want to happen, but that cannot happen.
That was
It's a yes from me.
That was because that clip got shit. It was a main event match. You haven't seen it with Cruz del Toro, where he's doing all these moves. Cruz isn't he? And Karrion just won't take a flat back bump. But you go and watch the full match. He does it at the end. So don't worry, it's not even a thing. That's a lol bazinga pitch. My actual second pitch is this one. So during Monday's Raw, Michael Cole revealed LA Knight had suffered a separated rib cartilage and a bruised sternum, injuries that will sideline him indefinitely following the attack from Bronson Breedka.
Bronson Breedka.
That's the tag team
Oh,
name.
that's their marriage name.
Bronson Breedka on SmackDown last week. So we get to the finish of Cena versus Punk in this pitch. It's isolated from my pitch before. The winner doesn't really matter, but for this pitch to pay off, I think it needs to go at least 25 minutes. The match does, because they need to be tired. Temperatures in Riyadh are going to be about 39 degrees at 8 p.m.
Oh.
It might be a little bit, maybe 37 come 9 or 10 when the match is going to happen. So we get both Cena and Punk on the mat. Whoever's won. They're exhausted on the mat. They're drenched in sweat, like when Hikaleo's just breezed past you.
Oh, yeah.
So wet. But then we hear, "Bet it down." That's the start of Seth Rollins' theme. Rollins and the goons come running down to the ring, and it looks like the cash-in is on. I don't know, I'm speaking like a 1920s horse commentator. Here comes Seth Rollins and Bronson Breaker. Rollins gives the briefcase to the referee, who, while carrying the briefcase outside of the ring to the timekeeper's area before whoever can make the official announcement, is laid out with a lariat by a burly figure wearing a black hoodie with their face covered.
Who could it
An
be?
old trope. I got trank on the brain. But after the lariat and the yoinky of the briefcase, this masked assailant has stolen the briefcase out of the referee's hands. The masked man does this. So we know who it is.
Yeah.
The unknown man then runs away and is seen hopping into a car that is conveniently placed at one of the exits of the stadium. Seth Rollins, who is all about the power and this hostile takeover of the WWE, is slightly more powerless now, because as we all know in wrestling, possession is 10/10 of the law, and that's the way wrestling works. So LA Knight has stolen the briefcase. He's meant to be written off for ages. What does this mean now?
It means he's now Mr. Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
But the power's been taken away from Rollins, because it's all been going too well for Rollins, so I want to knock him down a peg.
Oh,
or two.
yeah.
Because he can't cash in the briefcase if he hasn't got the briefcase to cash in.
Oh, I like it.
He hasn't even got a receipt for it, so he can't even get a refund on it. He has to have the briefcase to cash it in. I like that. I think because I wasn't sure about the LA Knight injury thing. Is it just a case of he's just taking a bit of time off? He's not legit injured, is he? I don't think.
I don't know.
I've been off for a couple of days, so there's a few things that have happened in the wrestling. I've gone, is that real? Is that really a thing? Are we worried about that? It feels like it's just to write him off, so you could feasibly just bring him in to have a little bit of fun at Rollins' expense. And I think there's talk of him going to Raw as well in the draft, because Netflix like the LA Knight character, and they think he's fresh on Raw. He's only been on Raw like a handful of times in his WWE career, so that could potentially be something that spills over into that. And an LA Knight Seth Rollins feud, yeah, why not?
I think that's the way they're going, just based off the promo on SmackDown.
Yeah, they can have some fun with that. I think it gives Rollins something to do whilst he's the man holding the briefcase, that kind of bides the time for him to cash it in. So, yeah, it's a yes from me.
Get in
Big
there.
fan of that.
It's a yes from me, Rob. Because let me tell you what, LA Knight, I know storyline wise, maybe Seth Rollins, it makes sense. LA Knight should have done it anyway.
Aye.
LA Knight should have done it anyway, because I enjoy the whole when someone's got it and they're teasing it, this, that, and the other, and it's like, oh, when they're gonna do it. But there's just some. I think we've seen that so many times before. I just want to see someone have fun with the briefcase. And LA Knight just seemed like the right person to have that fun with said briefcase.
What kind of fun would you have with the briefcase,
Like,
Andrew?
could have Slim Jims in, say, could put his Slim Jim car in there. Because we've not seen that for a bit, have
He
we?
opens it in the car like just a full size,
Yeah.
leaps out of the thing.
Absolutely. What else could he could do all sorts with it? But I just think there's something. I think there's something more entertaining to be had with LA Knight holding the briefcase anyway. And just to shake things up a little bit, I think it would be good for something like that to happen.
Just like him pulling out loads of stuff. Briefcase like the Sac Magique from Toss TV. There's always just stuff in there. It's like an endless, bottomless suitcase of briefcase of things.
We thought they were calling him Michael Poppins because of his crowd reactions. But it turns out it's his bottomless bag. Michael Poppins.
Well,
terrible. Sammy Payne and Michael Poppins.
What do you mean? That was good. That was good. Sammy Payne was good. It took all my might and will to come up with.
My third and final pitch is about Sammy Payne and Michael Poppins.
Oh, okay.
Sammy Payne and Karrion Kross. Obviously, Kross has done a masterful job of getting into the head of Sami Zayn throughout the match. Zayn has survived an emotional conflict, about to win a physical one with a haluva kick in the corner, but suddenly the crowd are distracted as smoke billows around the arena.
Rob Van Dam.
The smoke clears, and we see the New Day's time machine. The Riyadh time machine. The door opens, out comes Braun Strowman alongside 21-year-old Mike Tyson. Tyson leaps into the ring and decks Karrion Kross with a haymaker. The ref immediately throws out the match, and Braun Strowman gets into the ring, grabs the mic and says, "Hey, Tyson Fury, get out of here and face 21-year-old Mike Tyson. Give me what I want. Give me what I want." There's confusion all around, like there is here. Until Sami Zayn interjects and says, "Braun, this is Riyadh in 2025. You fought Tyson Fury in Riyadh in 2019. You stole the New Day's time machine and got 21-year-old Mike Tyson to fight Tyson Fury for 25 rounds back then. Sam Driver predicted it in the Crown Jewel 2019 predictions video, which is available on Cultaholic Wrestling." To which Braun sheepishly says, "Oopsie daisy, I've travelled a bit too far into the future. My bad. I hope I didn't mess up the space-time continuum. Good to see you, Sammy. Sorry about WrestleMania 45. And Sammy says, "Oh, what do you mean? WrestleMania 45 hasn't happened yet. What happened?" Oopsie daisy. And then he and Mike Tyson jump back into the time machine, vanish into thin air, presumably heading back to 2019 and Sam's prediction universe.
It's a yes from me.
Yes!
Because I'm scared what'll happen if I say no.
It's a little treat for the long-suffering Cultaholic fans out there who watch these pitches for the last 5 to 6 years.
They are long-suffering.
Let me tell you, we've been talking about how this card might not be everything, right? If there's one way for this card to be a little bit of something nice, it would be to bring back the Saudi Arabia time machine.
Yeah, the Hot Riyadh time machine.
Bring it back again from that last time that we saw it. Delightful. It's a yes from me. It's delightful. It's delightful. No notes.
Thanks. No, you know, what can you say?
What can you say?
You can't improve on perfection.
Exactly.
And you all thought I was going to come here without a silly one. Fool you.
That Braun Strowman impression was very good as well.
Thank you very much. Sounds a bit like Kane from the classic SmackDown review.
Continuity.
Yes.
Right. My last one, I didn't really know what to do. Maybe I should have done something like that.
Should have done a time machine one like I did.
But I've got, backstage, Gunther is seen being interviewed about his upcoming match with our Bill Goldberg. The ring general continues to mock Bill as well as WCW and its stars as a whole. They're fickle, they're frail, they cling to legacies that have been dead and buried for decades, and yet they try and impart wisdom. Whoa! Jesus, Bill, calm down. They try to impart wisdom to the current generation as though they've shaped the industry. Pathetic people. As Gunther is just spitting straight facts in his eyes, at least anyway. Not in my eyes.
Good recovery.
These are in Gunther's eyes. Who should appear but former WCW World Heavyweight Champion? It's DDP.
Yeah!
DDP introduces himself. He tells Gunther how great he thinks he is. And whilst perhaps what some of Gunther has said may be true, he really shouldn't underestimate Bill, because before you know it, you're looking up at them lights without a championship around your waist, and DDP should know about this. Gunther just scoffs, and quite frankly, he's offended because, of course, someone who's never beaten Goldberg clean in the middle of the ring would say such outlandish things. DDP says he was just trying to give Gunther advice, and as he turns to walk away, Gunther spins him round. Oh, big old chop straight to the chest. Gunther drags him to the ring. Gunther lays it in. He teases going for a powerbomb. Now, we know that DDP cannot take a powerbomb because he almost was done and dusted in that last match that he had in AEW. I believe the doctor said if you landed a little bit one way or a little bit the other way, you'd be paraplegic.
There's nothing a bit of yoga can't fix.
Well, I mean, so everyone's going, oh my, you can't do this, Gunther. Come on now. But out comes Bill Goldberg to save his friend with a huge spear to the World Heavyweight Champion. And I know this seems like a bit of a nothing thing, but I kind of want to have a little bit of doubt going into this match with Gunther at Saturday night's main event, because I don't think Goldberg's going to do it anyway, but I want to believe. I'm not a Goldberg believer like you, Ross. I'm not a Goldberg believer. I've never been a Goldberg believer.
As a Goldberg believer, I firmly believe there's no chance he's going to win.
Well, that's good then. But I want a little bit of something rather than just promos. I think the promos the one that Gunther did on Raw was delicious.
Spine tingling.
It was really, really good. And I just want a little bit of, maybe a bit more physicality sort of going into it to make me believe a little bit more.
This could start off a weekly trend of a former WCW guy coming back.
That's what I was thinking as well. Trying to defend, and then Gunther just absolutely demolishes them.
The Zodiac can come back.
The Zodiac.
Kiss Demon.
So what was the
all the heavy hitters,
all the heavy hitters.
Disco Inferno.
Oh yeah.
He'll never work for WWE.
I would love nothing more than to see Gunther get his hands on Disco Inferno.
That would be unreal. That would be so good.
Chop him into a fine powder.
Stick that on the P hub. I'm not going to say the full word.
The P hub.
The P hub.
The disco hub. So that basically, what you said there as well would be very cool.
I'll give it a yes with the caveat. Yeah.
Thank you. I know it's very basic and whatnot.
No, I like the idea of Goldberg sort of dismissing these legends of WCW in this way, and it kind of becomes, because it's something that I could see Triple H doing, because in Triple H's mind, the war's still on. Even though it's been dead and they won ages ago, every so often he likes to go, well, WCW's rubbish. It's like, mate, half the people that watch the war are dead or not watching wrestling anymore, or maybe both. But yeah, I could see him kind of just doing a little something which kind of rubs the salt in the wound a bit more. The guy I created beating all the old WCW lads. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And DDP be good for this. The only thing I would want.
Go on.
And I don't know whether it would damage Gunther too much. I would want like a poke in the eye and then the tease of a diamond cutter. A tease of one.
Oh, we get
that.
They
are like, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Chopped to oblivion.
Oh, we're gonna get that. We'll get
a little tease of one with that, which doesn't damage the rep too much. I thought maybe instead of Goldberg coming out to the save, it would have been that lad who went viral doing DDP yoga. The video package to Coldplay Fix You. Because he can sprint, as we saw at the end.
Oh, yeah.
He could have run out and saved him. That would have been great. But it's a yes from me. Big fan of Gunther. Just rehashing the Monday Night Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Why not, eh? Why not? I'm going to put WrestleMania firmly in the repressed portion of our brains, as Cody Rhodes must not only beat Randy Orton at the weekend, but he must also win the title from Cena at SummerSlam, because I recognize that what I said in my first pitch isn't going to happen. I'm a realist. No, I wrote that down. Cody must win this match against Orton at the weekend, though, by doing the following. And I've done a dramatic ellipsis there, so we'll give it a second.
Okay.
A punt. An opportunistic punt. A punt that he doesn't even think about. Maybe he hits a Cody cutter on Orton, which would leave Orton on all fours quite naturally, like a dog anyway. And then kaboom! Shearer! Ruthless Cody Rhodes sees off Randy Orton. The finish, in my mind here, would write off Randy Orton until SummerSlam, where in my mind also, because that's what's in my head, he would return with Randy Orton to attack a WWE Undisputed title-winning Cody to set them off on a feud for the rest of the year, because the history, oh my God, there's so much history. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
So punt to win. Cody regains the edge that saw him murder Kevin Owens in January, but then find himself incapable of doing so at WrestleMania against little teeny tiny Travis Scott. Oh, I can't do it. Oh no, I won't hurt you, little boy. And it obviously brings back Randy Orton as a heel, because he's been put in the head. He's going to turn into 09 Randy Orton, isn't he?
He's going to be...
Oh yeah, on his return against face Cody Rhodes.
Cody's just punted him in the head.
Exactly, but it's you got to do it.
It gives him a brain injury that makes him think he is 09 Randy Orton.
And the only way he can be fixed is via tranquilizer dart. or meringue, one of the two. But Orton's been saying, like, sporadically, I'll do anything to get number 15. So I think him going heel after being so, because you're not going to see that. Cody's his little boy.
Yeah, but
not literally.
If Cody does it to him, though.
Yeah.
But then what if heel Cody Rhodes versus? Well, yeah.
Cody
I guess
won't
like
turn. He did the same to Kevin. I know Kevin was a bit of a
maybe he's
dick.
on the precipice of the turn by SummerSlam, and then he turns heel at SummerSlam. Cena turns face.
It's my pitch.
A double turn. That's correct. No, but
I thought the punt in the head would be the beginning of Cody becoming a massive punt.
An arsehole.
Yeah. I thought that because he spoke this week about like a heel turn is on the cards for him in the next couple of years. So I thought that might be something like they were doing before the Cena thing happened. Like those little Homelander-esque teases where Cody was just being a little bit of an arse, but not like. So I thought maybe that might have been like something that maybe gives him that killer instinct, but starts to plant those seeds again. He wins the title, and then by WrestleMania, he's like full-fledged Homelander bad guy.
Well, let this go like water. Yes, that's what happens in this pitch. That's what I
Hikuleo.
said. What Tom said is what I said. You don't rewind the
And then
video.
Hikuleo's
Don't
there with
rewind.
the tranquilizer dial and the time machine. It's a yes from me, though. Yeah, I like the idea of Cody having to tap into that little darker side just to get by a guy like Randall Keith. So it's a yes
it's
from
good.
me.
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
It's a yes from
cheers.
me. I like it.
Thanks.
I want to see it happen, actually.
Oh, that's what the pitches is all about.
That is, isn't it?
That's
what
what
we
friends
want
are
to
for.
To happen.
So, of course, it's a pay-per-view week here at Cultaholic Wrestling. So today's Wednesday. Pitches are live. Tomorrow, predictions, Andrew. What's happening?
But yeah, the predictions on the channel tomorrow. What Ross said right there. We'll be doing the live stream, myself and Adam, as well on Saturday. That's youtube.com/cultaholic/live. All the proceeds will be going to charity, and it will be Adam's last stream on the channel as well. So be there.
One more date left to go. So make sure you're here and join the party.
And then coming out the show, we'll have what happened out on the channel, and WTF Moments will be on the Patreon at some point next week with all the bells and whistles you get there. It's a bloody great time. Thanks for watching, though. I've been Ross, joined by Andrew and Tom. And remember, life's a pitch, and then you die. He's going to say something different.
God bless us, everyone.
We're all God's children at the end of the day.